I never thought I'd find myself in a moment like this, standing at the end of something I once believed was unshakable. When I first met Ava, it felt like the beginning of one of those timeless love ballads, soulful, effortless, unforgettable. She was the kind of woman who didn't just walk into a room, she lit it up. Bright, magnetic, alive. And me. I was quieter, content to stand at the edge of the spotlight, watching her shine. People said we were a perfect match, her fire and my calm, her spontaneity and my steadiness. And for a while maybe they were right. For 3 years we built a life that felt like home. We had late-night conversations that stretched into dawn while driving nowhere in particular. We took impromptu road trips just to watch the sun rise from places we'd never been. We shared lazy Sundays, coffee on the balcony, and long talks about our dreams and someday plans. She met my family, laughed with them over dinners, and even helped plan holidays. Somewhere in all of that, Ava became more than just my partner. She became my anchor, my constant, my place of peace in a world that rarely stood still. But love, real love, isn't just built on shared moments. Needs loyalty, consistency, presence. And I learned, painfully, that even the deepest love can't hold on to someone who's already begun to drift. It started in whispers, subtle, almost invisible. Ava grew distracted, her mind somewhere I couldn't reach. Her phone became her favorite companion. She'd smile at it in ways I hadn't seen in a long time, then hide that smile the moment she noticed me watching. When I asked questions, she offered vague answers, soft deflections. I told myself I was imagining things. That doubt was the enemy. That love meant trust, even when it felt uneasy. But then came the night that changed everything. She had fallen asleep beside me, the rise and fall of her breath slow, peaceful. Her phone lit up, a soft glow in the darkness. I never believed in invading someone's privacy. Trust to me was sacred. But something inside me, some gut-deep instinct, told me to look. Just one glance. It wasn't pages of texts that broke me. Just a single message, sitting there like a punch to the soul. Last night was everything. Can't wait for more. Sent only hours after she had kissed me goodnight and whispered, I love you. In that moment my world didn't just shift. It shattered. The trust, the history, the dreams. All of it collapsed under the weight of one undeniable truth. Felt stupid. Naive for believing we were different. That we were unbreakable. But the next morning I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I didn't beg. Instead I put on the best performance of my life. I cooked her breakfast. Laughed about plans for the weekend. Kissed her goodbye like nothing had changed. But inside I was numb. Hello. A shell playing out the final scene of a relationship already dead. I knew I wouldn't fight for someone who had already walked away in spirit. I wouldn't demand an explanation from someone who'd chosen secrets over sincerity. So I started preparing, not for a confrontation but for an exit. Quietly, methodically. Over the next few days, I gathered what mattered. My dad's old watch. The books that had shaped me. Important documents. I found a small apartment across the city and paid the rent in advance. I waited calmly, for the moment she would try to seize the upper hand. And then it came. One evening she sat me down, her expression too composed. There was a confidence in her smile that hadn't been there before, like she'd rehearsed what she was about to say. I think we need a break, she said, like it was her idea, like she was offering me a mercy. I need to find myself. I nodded, cool and collected. Okay, Ava. She blinked, startled. She hadn't expected that. No fight. No heartbreak. No scene. Just acceptance. She forced a laugh, trying to hide her confusion. Well, good. It's probably for the best, right? I stood up, grabbed the bag I had packed days ago, and headed for the door. She called after me, her voice shaking now. You're just leaving. I turned to her one last time. Ava, you made your choice a long time ago. I'm just finally respecting it. Then I walked out, shutting the door on a life built on promises she never intended to keep. The days that followed were heavy, quiet, surreal. But eventually the ripples began. Mutual friends started reaching out, subtly, cautiously, checking in. Whispers traveled. Ava, the woman who once captivated every room, was unraveling. The man she thought was her future. He had no intentions of staying. He ghosted her, left her with nothing but memories and regrets. Soon the texts began. First they were casual. Hope you're okay. Then came the soft regrets. Asterisk, I miss you. Can we talk? Asterisk, and finally the confession. Asterisk, I messed up. I'm so sorry. Asterisk. But I never responded. Not because I wanted to punish her, but because I no longer needed her apologies to heal. Her remorse was its own consequence. My silence wasn't bitterness. It was closure. Some people only learn the value of loyalty after they've betrayed it. And some lessons don't need words. Only distance. She lost someone who would have moved mountains for her. I lost someone who never truly saw my worth. And now I see the truth clearly. Her betrayal set me free. Free to rediscover who I am and eventually to find someone who doesn't just light up a room, but chooses every single day to stand beside me in it.